Hey guys, here's another episode of What's Wrong with This Insurance Estimate.
Welcome to episode number 4 of What's Wrong with This Insurance Estimate. I want to start by please asking you to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And please, if you like the episode, please hit the like button and would love to hear your comments. Really love your feedback that we've been getting here lately, and just want to say I appreciate that very much. And I want to start this out by asking you, are you just taking the insurance adjuster's word for it? Is that how you've been running your business? Like, are you doing a lot of volume and you're doing a whole lot of jobs, insurance jobs, and your standard common practice is just to take the insurance adjuster's word for it and just work off of whatever is in their insurance estimate? Now, listen, and maybe you're a guy that you don't do that. You're smarter than that. You've been around for a while. And not to say smarter like the guy that's not doing that's not smart. Maybe I should say inexperienced, more inexperienced. Or maybe you understand the game, and so you're not simply just taking their word for it, and you're asking them to include additional items. And I just think that the devil is in the details. So I think that, practicing all of your fundamentals, bringing all the fundamentals of your game plan to the table, making sure that every little thing is documented inside of the Xactimate estimate can go a long way. So, I mean, even if they include additional items that you've asked them for, there's many ways for them to bury hidden costs that aren't there, hidden prevented cost rather. So let's go through this estimate here. It's an Allstate estimate that was written for a homeowner customer of one of our contractor clients. And this is the original Allstate estimate. This is where it started before our involvement. So let's just go through here. As you can see, we've whited out many of the details to protect sensitive information. It's a job in the San Antonio market after record-breaking hail there recently in let's see, May. And it's just a standard laminated composition shingle roof, 47 squares. Looks like first glance, maybe everything's there, right? I mean, and one of the things to note is, I keep saying this every time, you may see where the insurance company has included the drip edge or the pipe jacks, for example. Most State Farm estimates that you look at, it will not have the R&R in front of the pipe jack flashing, or in front of the flashing pipe jack rather, or valley metal. It'll just simply say flashing pipe jack. And that would mean that they're not paying you to remove and replace it. But here is an Allstate estimate that was written before contractor involvement. So in other words, no one asked this adjuster to do it correctly and to write it up for R&R, for the rain caps, the pipe jacks, the valley metal, and the drip edge. And even the continuous ridge vent, which usually they don't even pay for the removal of that. So, but no one asked them to do that correctly, but yet here's an adjuster that actually did that correctly. However, there are still glaring omissions from this estimate. One is a turtle vent, not that big of a deal, right? But also chimney flashing, step flashing, chimney chase cover, and a flue cap. And also another huge glaring omission is there is a steep charge on this roof, and it is, as you can see, nowhere included in sight. So let's just see what a big difference that might make. The rest of the estimate's pretty standard. They gave us a quarter of a pickup truck load, which, by the way, that's no good. Because, and you ask them, what about the dumpster? And they'll say, well, the haul off is already included with the removal of the shingles, right? So, I mean, there's the line item number one, the remove laminated composition shingled felt or shingles roofing without felt. There is another item that you'll sometimes see them use, no haul off. No haul off would definitely constitute a dumpster. But just keep in mind that, so if you ask for a dumpster, they say, no, that's already included in the tear off. Just keep in mind, it's not really, it's only including the shingles and the felt. And I'll give you, it includes the nails as well. But it does not include anything else in this estimate. So the dumpster does not include the ridge vent, the drip edge, the valley metal, everything else here. So you do need something to account for that. They seem to think that a quarter of a pickup load could account for that, and maybe it will. So, but you have two window screens here, window labor minimum. Pretty standard job, right? So there's the grand total, 14,478.13. Just some summary pages where they broke it down between the dwelling and other structures. And let's take a look at our Xactimate estimate that we wrote for our contractor client. And we submitted it to Allstate. And you'll see that it's pretty similar. I mean, if you look at it, like at first glance, you might say, well, that's pretty much the same thing. However, it's very different. We have the steep charge. So that's huge. I mean, that's just remove. Look at line item number 3 here. Remove additional charge for steep roof, 44.47 squares, $732. That's just to remove steep charge, which, by the way, even when they do include the steep charge, just double check it every single time and make sure that they've actually included the removal as well. So a lot of times they'll just put the steep charge in there, but they're only accounting for the replacement only. And if they're only accounting for the replacement only, that's why I stopped here, is to show you that would actually be worth $732 in this instance. So, I mean, I just looked at a Liberty Mutual estimate this morning where that was the problem. They had high charge and steep charge, and you look at it and you think, yeah, they've got it in there. They included the steep charge and the high charge, but if they don't actually say remove or R&R, then they're only giving you replace only. So they're skipping out on the whole removal portion of it. With the high charge and steep charges, those things can make a big difference. So the way that we do our estimates is remove, remove, remove. So you may see this and think that it looks a little bit unconventional. There's a method to the madness. I'll just leave it at that, but it's remove, remove, remove. So remove remove the ridge cap, remove the shingles, remove the steep charge, remove the valley metal, remove the drip edge, flashing, which, by the way, they were missing 65 linear feet, remove the flashing, the 14-inch wide flashing. There's the missing turtle vent. 8 pipe jacks was the same, 2 rain caps the same on the digital satellite, detach, reset, align, and calibrate. And then here are the missing items. We have the chimney flashing, large, so they're missing $376.80. That's a big deal. And then the chimney chase cover, and I really want to point that out because, I see a lot of these jobs that you guys are on, and the photos come back and the estimates come back, and you look at the photo and you see that the chimney's really tall, and you just kind of think that no one actually got a ladder and got up there and looked at the top of that chimney, which, by the way, that's why drones are really good because you can just cruise on up and take a look and take photos, prove the damage, and include it in the estimate. So, but I just really believe that it pays not only for the sake of giving good service for your customers. I think that it pays to find a way to get up to the top of that chimney and at least eliminate it from the estimate. So, but if it has one ding on it, then it's good enough to be replaced. I think most insurance companies would replace it no problem. So in this instance, to remove and replace the fireplace chimney chase cover, line item number 13 here, is $387.72. So that's a big deal. And then what typically goes along with that, depending on what's up there, is line item number 14, the flue cap. that's $120. Now here's another big one too. I actually can remember this deal on line item number 15 and 16. It was an Allstate adjuster. I dealt with her personally. Gable cornice return laminated, 4 of those, $238.85, and then you have the cornice strip on the next item, 36 linear feet. I remember this specifically because the adjuster, she did not know what those items even were, and you could tell she tried to play it off like, and she's looking at a photo of the front elevation of the house, and she says, "And you have these items in here. Why? Why do they need to be replaced? And were they damaged?" And I said, and I could tell that she didn't know what they were, but I didn't want to call her out on it because I didn't want to like make her embarrassed or kind of ruin the deal that we had going there. But eventually it became clear, so I finally said, "Ma'am, do you see the triangles, the left and the right side?" And so I'll just stop. She didn't know what they were. Now she knows. She had omitted them. They had omitted them from the original estimate. And when we submitted this, she wondered why they were there. Now she knows what they are. And I would submit to you that she's probably going to be paying for a lot more gable cornice returns and cornice strips. And they have laminated and 3-tab, and they also have 2-story and regular 1-story as well. But look at that. And if you don't know what they are, I want you to hit the pause button right now and go do a Google image search for gable cornice return. And if you do that, you're going to see what they look like, and you're going to just probably hit yourself upside the head, probably much like I did when I first saw them, because I couldn't believe how much money I was leaving on the table, because these gable cornice returns are on most of your jobs, and they're there and you're doing them, but you're not getting paid properly for them. And so what was actually ironic about that Allstate adjuster not knowing and then learning, she was the second adjuster I dealt with inside of a week that I had to show what they were. And it's easy to do if you're talking with an adjuster, if you're not using a service like ours to do it for you, and if you're doing it on your own, and you find yourself in that situation, ask the adjuster to go click on the illustration inside of Xactimate, because there are photos there. And they're going to feel a little sheepish too, but these are items that should be paid for every time they're supposed to be, and they're usually not. Like, they're missed so often. And so you can see here those 2 items adding up. I mean, that is well over $600. So look at the Google images. You'll see what they are, and from now on, those things will start standing out to you. And do the same thing, by the way, with rain diverters, electrical mast, detach reset. There are many items that don't get accounted for. And they're there, and you just don't think about them. So start really looking for those. Okay, the flashing back on. So that missing flashing. The line item number 18 was worth $185.79 just to put it back on. And remember, to remove it up here in line item number 6 was $28.60. So the flashing, the Valley Metal, they had that. The step flashing they were missing. There's no such thing as a removal of step flashing inside of Xactimate, so you can only really include for the if you see that one without the R&R, that's okay, because there's no such thing as the removal of step flashing. But again, $170.78 to do the job right, by the way, and to not have mangled up metal. And they may say, why do you have this there? What was wrong with the metal? Why do you have the what was the metal damaged by hail? It doesn't have to be damaged by hail, it just has to be damaged. So, I mean, if it's mangled or bent at all during the re-roof process, take photos of that metal. Don't take chances. Do it right. Protect your reputation, protect your warranty. Just, we know what I did when I was a contractor? I just replaced it every time. I did, and I showed photos every time. And as long as I showed those photos of the in progress, they have no problem paying for it, really. I mean, I'd say 90-some% of the time, they're going to pay for it, and you're going to win overall as a result. Okay, so the drip edge here, I believe this was one where it was required by code, but it wasn't there before, so that's a given. And the starter strip, they're not usually going to pay for, Allstate's not usually going to pay for that. We always put it in with laminated shingles because if an insurance company is going to pay for it, they usually will only do it with the laminated. And you just kind of never know. I mean, sometimes they'll do it without, again, without having to be asked to do so. And so what do? Do you leave it out? I say put it in because it should be in there. And maybe they back you down, but it's better to back down with it there than to back down with it not there, because they're going to try to back you down on something either way. It's rare that they just approve every penny. It does happen. Have many clients that tell me, hey, yeah, they just approved every dime of it, but it's not usual. It's not typical, especially not Allstate. They write their own estimates. It's rare that their estimate's going to match yours out perfectly. They're going to try to resist and take off some items along the way wherever they can. So, okay, now we have detailed footnotes showing what's included with the shingles. Additional charge for the steep roof. Look what they were missing for so we said they were missing $732 for the removal of the steep charge. And look here, $23.88. Oh my goodness. So over $3,100 missing just because the adjuster failed to include the proper steep charge or any steep charge at all. Ridge caps. And for the adjusters that say, "Oh no, the ridge cap's already included." Look at that, $772. I don't think the ridge cap is included. Continuous ridge vent, seal and paint trim, prime and paint roof jacks, window screens. Okay, now I want to stop here. This is a bid item, number 30. This is a bid item. What happened on this deal is, and I'm just going to skip ahead to show you, and then I'll come back, so bookmark that. What happened on this deal was they had to get an HVAC company to come in, and they paid $652 to come in and fix the line that was pierced because the line was in the wrong place. So kind of a causation issue there, and you may have mixed results on it, but here's an example about just simply documenting it correctly. So see attached an invoice from, and we whited out the name of that company. The AC lines were installed too close to the roof, not in compliance with the IRBC. As a result, they were punctured during the replacement of the roof, attached as the invoice for repair. I mean, it doesn't have to be that much more detailed than that. I mean, so, and give them the documentation, show them that it was an incurred expense. In this case, this job was done. So show them that it was an incurred expense. And I submit to you that you should be able to have decent results most of the time. Okay, so general conditions, we put in for a 20-yard, really maybe a 12-yard might be sufficient. I think in this case they didn't give us any more than where they were at to begin with. But so our estimate on this was a total of 24. Just wanted to go to the bottom where we had highlighted. 24,265.06. And to 24, and just to recap, we started from there. So it's like plus 10,000. Price gouging, right? Excessive? I don't think so. I mean, once you really look at the items that are there, which items would you have me hold off on? And it's a good thing you would not have me hold off on them, because look what we were able to obtain as far as results. So here's the final. So you see a lot of the same items that are here that they had already, but now we have the removal of the steep charge and the replacement of the steep charge. We have the drip edge. We have the fireplace chimney chase cover. We have the flue cap. We have sorry if I'm not going in order, I'm just reading them as I'm catching them. We have the flue cap. We have the step flashing. We have the flashing. So basically line item number 19, 20, 21, 22, and then 24, the turtle vent was included. So, just showing proper documentation after this job was done, like I said before, the proof is in the results. I mean, what I said was not just hot air. Just document it and show the results, and you can get results. And then here we have the line item or the bid item for the climate control company. We whited out their name in the other part, but you can see it now. Not that big of a deal, really. But the climate control company here, the AC, she just basically copied what we had in our estimate and paid it. So that was included. And no problem there. See, there was no question. I don't remember her ever saying, why did you have to do that? It was pretty much self-explanatory. So anyway, this is a very, very simple job. There's no O&P. You could fight for it if you want to. I don't do it when there's just a roof like this. The reason why I don't do it is because we got this approval, inside of a week, maybe 2 weeks, something like that. I mean, it was around a week. And so because we didn't try to go after the O&P or other things or try to hang on to every last little item, check it out. There's the results, 20,453.95. So are you a contractor? Would you be happy with those results? I think you probably would. So to recap here, we have the original Allstate estimate at 14,478.13. We submitted an estimate for 24,265.06. And the final results after a week to 2 weeks, 20,453.95. Now listen, does it always, that's an average, type of a result there. But sometimes you're going to get an extra 3,000. You might get an extra, we need to make a video about the small wins where we get an additional 800. Or just had one of those this morning with who was that? Farm Bureau, I believe. Yeah, Farm Bureau. So $800, but that was pre-billed. We'll take pictures and document some of the things that they're not willing to approve right now, and they will on the back end. So and sometimes you'll get 15,000. Go back and watch episode number 1 where we started. This was a huge home run where it started out at, I think it was 29, and we got it approved at 57. So that was a big win. Sometimes you smash it out of the park. Very rarely do you just lose where they deny it altogether. And they may deny it altogether, but you just go back another round and try it again. And then, of course, there are other solutions available to you, beyond that, such as appraisals, and there are public adjusters out there that you can link up with your customers that are awesome at what they do. But I'm just saying that there are many steps that you can do on this level before you have to go there. And so I just think that you should try to exhaust those, before you escalate it. Because look, if you can get this in 1 week or 2 weeks, then that's great, right? And some deals might take 3 to 4 weeks. Pardon me. Some insurance companies take much longer than others. Some Allstate claims might take 3 weeks, where this one might have. I think this one was closer to 1. So, there's every deal is different. Every insurance company is different. Every insurance adjuster inside of that insurance company is different. So, but anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for your interest and your feedback. Again, please hit the like button if you found this useful whatsoever. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we're just going to keep pumping this out. And we just really appreciate your attention and your willingness to learn and sharpen your skills. It means a lot to us as well. So we want to do whatever we can to help you. Please contact me directly. Contact us if you need just free advice about something. If you have a scenario, a lot of times I have guys that just kind of drop out of the blue, and they just ask if we can analyze an insurance estimate for them, and we do it, and they never even talk about hiring our company, to do it for them at overheadandprofit.com. They just don't. It never even comes up, and so we're okay with that. Really, it's just planting seeds, helping along the way, trying to change folks, trying to change lives, trying to help people change their businesses, which in turn changes their lives and their families' lives. And honestly, we're on a mission to just give, help, serve, and just try to do it without any kind of an agenda in place. And that's what this is about. That's what this YouTube channel is about. Again, I thank you so much. Hope you're having an awesome week. Keep on killing it out there. Keep winning. Keep working hard. Keep learning. Keep getting better. Adapt, adjust, always.